ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Okay, I think we saw the first 4 verses of the 15th chapter last time.
Start from fifth verse.
Huh? First four.
Start from fifth verse.
Fifth verse, yeah, exactly. Okay.
Swamiji, you were to tell us about that Dhanu incident, the Chiku farm thing. I mean, what it got infected or
Yes. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, this was, see, when we talk about worship, offering things to the temple, etc. If you notice one thing, whatever flowers are offered, they are from trees which are not fruit bearing. Whatever flower is offered to the Lord, those flowers are not from fruit bearing trees. The exception is for few special occasions when you offer the coconut thing. In Maluland, okay, from Kerala, you'll offer that coconut, what do you call, seeds that come. So they are fruit bearing, okay. But other than that, even a banana plant that is cut and brought for your puja, etc., generally they are after they are given fruit, okay. After they are given fruit. So what I was telling you about was, this happened about almost 20 years ago. This area between this place that is called Dhanu, actually now the last stop on the local train for the Western Railway. It is halfway between Bombay and Surat. This place is known for its chiku plantations. Okay. Excellent chikus. Baskets and baskets of chikus come every day from Dhanu to Bombay. Most of the chikus you eat in Bombay are from that area. Yeah. Now a time came when the chiku, which is actually nice and big, used to be tiny, and when you cut it open, it's infected from within. There is no sign of external infection. It is not that the chiku fruit is forming and it is getting infected. The infection was within at the seed level. That means what? When the chiku is flowering, that time itself some insects are infecting it. They tried all sorts of stuff. Chemicals, this, that, a lot of stuff they tried, because this is a livelihood. And most of the chiku plantation owners are well off. They have the money to try anything and everything. They tried a lot of stuff. Nothing works. Then finally they caught hold of some expert in these matters. He came and had a look at the whole thing, and he said, there is a simple solution. What is that? He says, go grow these colorful flowers that are normally offered in the temple along with your chiku trees. Let the chiku trees flourish wherever. All these flowers are plants. They are shrubs. Grow them along on the side. So the insects, instead of going and attacking the chiku tree, they will go and infect these flowers which are much more colorful and bright. You see the flowers that are offered in the temple, yellow and orange and all, very bright colors. He says, offer them there. No, grow them. He says, because in olden days, not olden days, okay, just 20, 30 years ago, these plants were grown in every village wherever you had other trees, these were also grown. And they were offered to the temple. So whatever infection was there was offered to the Lord, and after that the infection goes away. Whereas now that practice is not there, those plants are not grown, because we don't want them to occupy any space. So the insects are directly going and attacking the fruit bearing trees. The solution was that simple. So suddenly you found Dhanu people becoming very religious. In 2-3 years the problem was solved, because these plants took some time to come up. It takes a couple of years to come up and really have a lot of fruits. And to wean away the insects from the chiku trees to these takes some time. So problem solved. So you see, some of these practices have so much of logic and reason behind it, which we don't always understand. I don't think the local priest also knew it, because if he knew it was like this, he would have told them. Anyway, Dhanu is in many ways a culturally dead place. That is a different thing. Okay, culturally it's quite dead. Okay, yeah. But this is what I wanted to share last time when you were talking about samsara, vriksha, this, that. So simple things like this. Yeah. Offering flowers to the temple is saving your horticulture. It is not a waste. It's not a waste of space, it's not a waste of time, it's not a waste of resources, it is not a waste of the plant life and the soil life, everything. In fact, it is positive. So I remember some of the Parsis, ये ज़रूरत है क्या ये temple में देने का? I said, it is good if you give it to the temple, God's grace will be there. But if you don't want to go into a temple because of your religious beliefs, put it into the sea. Put it into the sea. Because it is biodegradable anyway, so it won't harm. Or use it as compost. So that is that. Okay. In conversationally, that thing had come up in the Prasanga Vishad last time. I said I'll share that. Now, we saw the samsara vriksha and what to do with that. Okay. In fact, vriksha is an allegory. Okay, it's just a way of presenting it. It's samsara. Therefore, in your life, asangatvam and jnanam, vicharaha, this will take care of samsara. Objectivity, emotional independence that you cultivate, and vichara into the Vedanta Shastra will give you that moksha. Okay, you will discover that you are always free and never bound. Moksha is not something to be given or taken for that matter. Okay, yeah. Okay, then next verse is describing who is it that gains this knowledge. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandverva muktaha sukha dukkha sanyaihi gachanti amuda padam avyayam tat. Amudaha san avyayam padam gachanti. Avyayam padam, that padam which does not change, does not decline. Because really speaking, it's not a padam, it is the limitlessness itself. Gachanti, you gain that. How do you gain that? Amudaha san, by giving up your ignorance. How do you give up your ignorance? By gaining knowledge. How do you gain knowledge? Pramana vichara, which is what he had ended the last verse with. Okay, vichara. Remember one thing, any knowledge, spiritual or otherwise, worldly, requires a means of knowledge. Your eyes for color, ears for sound. Some help can always be there, that's okay. But you need a pramana. Similarly, for Atma Jnanam, the pramana happens to be Vedanta. Books like the Upanishad, Gita, allied works, all this is the pramana for knowing the truth. So with that, vichara into that, analysis and understanding. Why vichara? Because it's not a matter for belief, it's a matter for knowing. You don't believe you are not bound. That's funny, because you'll keep bumping into the reality of bondage. The unreality of bondage will appear real if it is only a belief. Okay. So, if you are really free and you are really, what do you call, fit for moksha, or you have discovered it, how will your mindset be? That also he describes. Nirmana moha, nirgatam mana moha. Nirgatam, nirman, nirgatam, what? Manaha, that excessive pride that you have, the fronts that you all present. I deserve respect. Of course, you may be worthy of respect. You have an expertise in your field. Nobody is saying no to that. You may even be a great person. Let your greatness lie lightly on your shoulders. This is what I learned from both my gurus. All the people I studied from. Yeah, let your greatness lie lightly. Yeah, what's the big deal? You got an expertise in it. Take care, you got an expertise. Yeah. Yeah, just imagine Einstein, after winning the Nobel Prize, goes and tells his mom, "Mom, look at it. I got the gold, Nobel Prize." "You got the Nobel Prize for what?" "Mom, if I explain it to you, you won't understand." "Beta, take it easy, okay? I taught you how to wipe your butt." Right or wrong? Can Einstein's mother tell that to her son or not? Correct? Now all the mothers here have got a good answer to the rebellious children. Why do you think I said it? Okay. I taught you how to use a spoon. Anyway, jokes apart, the thing is, let it be light on you. Yeah. No. Yeah. That way. Okay. Yeah. Nirmanam. Nirmoha. Without any moha, delusion. Delusion with respect to the self. Okay. Atmajnana. Okay. No delusions. Okay. No delusions. Okay. Jita sanga dosha. Sanga dosha. What is the sanga dosha? Okay. People say, oh, the dosha of company, etc. That's a very relative thing, It's a very relative thing. But whatever sangha you have, company you have, it implies that you are a finite entity. That finitude you overcome. In your knowledge, you overcome that sense of finitude. Like the other day, somebody was asking me, how could you leave Rishikesh and come to Bombay? I said, my guru said, go and teach, so I came. Or kya? But it's such a fantastic life, it would have been there, this, that, etc. Don't you miss it all in Bombay? I said, no, not really. How can you say that? Because you carry your atmosphere within you. You are not dependent on external atmosphere. In the beginning, yes, being in Rishikesh, all that thing helps. Being in an ashram setup helps. Of course it helps. There is no doubt about it helping. But once you have gained the knowledge, you no more are dependent on your environment. Yeah. If you want to meditate, you can meditate anywhere. Swamiji, in our ashram, we must make places for contemplation like that. Yeah, definitely, we will do that. Why? Because students are coming to the ashram. No? You know, the ashram is going to be full of wise people. People are going to come there to learn. So they need that help, etc. We will do that. All that we will make. No problems. We'll do all that. But is it necessary once you know the knowledge? No. Here. The atmosphere is inside you. You can meditate on the banks of the Ganga in Gangotri or Gomukh when there is nobody to disturb you, or in a crowded Bombay train also you can be contemplative. Why not? Atma Jnanam is like that. If you know the truth, you know the truth. It doesn't matter where you are. Nothing disturbs you. That is called Jita Sangha Dosha. That comes from the rootedness in this knowledge. Okay? Jita Sangha Dosha. How did he gain that? Adhyatma Nitya. Adhyatma Jnane Nityatvam. We've seen that in the 13 chapters, one of the values, toward the 19, 20th values. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam. Why? Because how will they going to gain it? Be regular. Immerse yourself in this knowledge. Knowledge becomes yours. Knowledge is yours. After that what? After that you are free. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam. Adhyatma Nitya. Vinivritta Kama. No more dependent on your desires for happiness. No more dependent on your desires, on the fulfillment of your desires to be happy. Normally we want our desires to be fulfilled. Now how can you be happy? Yeah. You are Ananda Swarupa. Therefore, whether your desire is fulfilled or not, you are fine. You mean to say even a wise man will have desires? Yeah. Some badhita desires will be there. Why? Because a wise person also has a personality, no? Which is formed over years before he gained the knowledge. Like my teacher would love cricket. I'd love cricket. And if a cricket match was going on in free time, he would be watching the match. I am not a cricket fan. Why? Personalities are different. So it is not that if you are Puja Swamiji's, Swami Dayananda's disciple, you should love cricket. Or if you are my student, you should love martial arts. I said, niyam thodi hai. There is no rule like that. It is individual personalities. Yeah. He would sing with such bhava. If I heard him singing something, I wouldn't like to hear that from anybody else. That bhajan being sung by someone else. It was like that. And I can't sing for nuts. I can't sing to save my soul. If I am captured by some terrorists and they tell me, bhajan ga, sing some bhajan, otherwise we'll kill you. I said, if I sing the bhajan, you'll shoot me immediately. So each personalities change, what you like, what you don't like. Yeah. Therefore, like that. But you are not dependent on the fulfillment of those desires to be happy. You are already Ananda. Desires fulfilled, fine. Not fulfilled, fine. Virivritta kamaha. Free from the kama that is you have. Dvandair vamuktaha. Free from the sense of duality. Duality creates finitude in you. The sense of finitude is not there. Duality is there for experience, it is not there for reality. One big thing to understand in Vedanta is we are not working for absence of duality. There is a famous expression in Sanskrit. Dvaita pratiti is not against Advaita siddhi. The pratiti, the appearance, the experience of duality, Dvaita pratiti, is not against Advaita siddhi, is not against the establishment of Advaita. How do you say that? How do I say that? You're right here. The a perception and the experience of sunrise does not challenge the existence of the non-rising sun. Sunrise is something you experience. Is it real? Fact is, sun doesn't rise. You walk on a flat earth. Is it real? The earth is round. Thank God you can walk on a flat earth. You don't have to balance on a ball while you are walking. As it is with the BMC digging up every road and footpath in Bombay, especially Chembur. They have to show now elections are going to be there next year, that they are doing some work, etc. Everything is dug up. Imagine on top of it you are walking on a ball, what will happen? Round, no? Dvaita pratiti. Whatever you experience, whatever you see, is not reality. Round earth is a reality, flat earth is your experience. Rising sun is your experience, non-rising sun is a reality. Blue sky is your experience, colorless sky is fact. Can go on and on like this. In fact, every experience is based on finitude, not fact. Yeah. So if you are an experience hunter, you are a samsari. Okay. If you are an experience hunter, you are a samsari. Yeah. And that's why we used to joke. When in the ashrams, in the ashrams we see every profession, everything, every lifestyle, every institution has its own jokes. So when you are students in the ashram, as a student you are called a brahmachari, okay? Because you are a student. So when does a brahmachari becomes a samsari? When he runs after samsari. Okay. So that way, okay. Experience hunter means samsari, okay. Remember this. Yeah. And people bring that samsari buddhi into Vedanta also, and they want to experience it. Because I don't blame him, because that's how you have learned things in the world. No? Worldly lessons are gained through experiences. Yeah. But this is not a worldly knowledge or worldly experience. That's the problem. Yeah. Okay. Dandera mukta. Sukha dukkha sanyehi api vimuktaha. Free from sukha and dukkha. Now, this expression you have to be careful with, okay? Because I know some people who pose as wise people, very popular people. You ask him any question, and only then he will answer. First, he has to grin like a gorilla. Why? He is Ananda, I know this guy pretty well. And even sitting down somewhere and people are sitting around quietly with him, suddenly he'll start smiling away. Why? He is Ananda. Hey, if you are Ananda, why do you have to express it? If somebody cracks a joke, laugh. That's the time for expressing it. No, but when somebody cracks a joke, I am already Ananda, therefore, maximum, just a smile to validate that guy. No. Wise people are not like that. They have all normal human experiences. Somebody cracks a joke, they will laugh. How will they not laugh? It's a joke, yeah, it's a good joke. Okay. Sometimes it's a PJ also. For PJs you laugh more. It's a good question, Sugandha, I'll come to that, okay. Like for example, Maya went to the beauty parlor and came back. Nice makeup, different hairstyle and everything. See, I think someone here also has a different hairstyle today. So Maya went and came, and she asked Brahman, how do I look? You look deceptive. Okay, it's a PJ, but you can't help laughing at it, you can't help smiling away at it. Total PJ it is. Because Maya's role to deceive. No? So the wise person also will laugh at a PJ. And he hears somebody is no more. Here somebody is no more. What is he going to say? Where is birth? Where is death? The kids are sobbing away at the parents, at the father's death. And is he going to say that? Go there and say. He's not an idiot. He's not a heartless character. So then naturally he'll empathize with the grief that is there. Yeah. Why? Because it is sorrowful. But at the same time, you are free from sukha and dukkha. Because your experiences do not limit you. You are ananda. Ananda can be experienced. Yes, of course. Any moment of joy you'll experience it. Deep sleep, of course you'll experience it. One of my favorite experiences for ananda, deep sleep. So jao na, mast aram hoke. So in all these, you will experience ananda. But that your ananda comes from the fact your limitlessness. That is something to be discovered and made a part of your life. So you can be roaring with laughter and ananda. You can be simply sitting, ananda. You can be empathizing with grief, ananda. Inside your ananda. Empathy is with the grief. So ananda is something you discover as yourself. And you validate it in your life and make it a part of your life. Therefore, nothing shakes you. You are always ananda. You can go through a happy experience and you are ananda. That's easy. You can go through a miserable experience and be ananda. Because ananda is going through a miserable experience. Experience is miserable. Ananda is ananda. Like there is a story about Buddha and one of his chief disciples, whose name also happened to be Ananda. Okay. Yeah, even in tears you can experience Ananda, correct? Why not? Not experience. You can know your Ananda. Even when tears of empathy are rising up in your eyes, you're still Ananda. Yeah. Yeah. Mohan, you raised your hand. You want to ask something? You're muted. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't realize.
Oh, okay, no problems. Yeah. So now look at it. It is something to be validated. And once you validate in your life, it's not an issue at all. Whatever happens. Yeah, whatever happens, you're going through. Yeah. Miserable experiences do not take away the fact you are Ananda. Happy experiences do not add to your Ananda. Remember in the second chapter we saw Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudram apa pravishanti yadva. The heart of a wise person is like that of an ocean which is full and complete. The ocean is full, whether it is calm as a mill pond, like right now, if you go and see the ocean, very calm. See it after a couple of months, roaring with waves. But the ocean, water is the same, full. It's full and complete. It's not that there is more water when it is roaring with waves, or less water when it is calm as a mill pond. No, ocean is ocean. Full, complete. Yeah. Nothing shakes it. Yeah. You are unshaken in what you are. Yeah. That's the whole thing. You are unshaken in what you are. The experience will be there, and you will go happily along with the experiences. It is not that if you are a wise person, you should be very calm, detached. Why? Because Ananda should not be shaken. I don't know a single wise man who behaved like that. Yeah. I have known other wise men behaving like that. Okay. People are not always behaving like that. Because, oh, your knowledge should be reflected in your behavior. But what is the behavior? Remember again, the question was asked in the second chapter onwards. How does he behave, etc. And Krishna always talks about the heart. This for self-evaluation. And do you feel that you are full and complete? Do you feel your limitlessness? How much is the knowledge entrenched in you? You could always do with some more nishtha. So you keep learning, you keep contemplating, so that you own up that knowledge, make it a fact of your life. Yeah. If your mind is fully ready, you don't need too much of contemplation. The mind is not ready, which most of our minds are like that, not ready. When we come to study Vedanta, we need contemplation, etc. Because knowledge happens in the pramana. When the pramana works, knowledge happens. If knowledge happens, you are free. Why am I using the word knowledge happens? Because you don't have a choice. I am holding a pen in my hand. Do you have a choice to not to know it? When you are looking at me in the screen, do you have a choice not to know this pen? It happens. You have no choice. Vedanta Jnanam also, really speaking, is like that. If you are exposed to the teaching and you are not resisting it, it will happen. But our minds are full of doubts, questions, is that natural, because we have been exposed to a lot of things in life. Natural. So someone came and asked me, Swamiji, if you bring up a child without exposure to any of these things, will he not understand Vedanta better? Definitely not. You know why? Maturity will not be there. Experience in life make you mature. If that maturity is not there, you won't understand Vedanta. So you must go, make some mistakes in life, get into trouble, have a heartbreak or two. After all that, yeah. Then when you come to Vedanta, okay, I say, every experience in life makes you feel finite and limited. हाँ बराबर है. Why? अनुभव की बात है. I have experience there. I know it is all finite, and I don't like it. It's all very clear. I don't have to spend time proving it. You know it. So experience in life necessary. You cannot bring up a child without any of these experiences and expect that child to understand Vedanta as an adult. Because historically someone tried it. You know who was that person? Who was experimented upon like that? Does anybody here know? Buddha. There was someone called Prince Siddhartha. You gave him a very beautiful name, Siddhartha. Siddham Artham Yena. One who's understood the purpose of life. That's what Siddhartha means. Okay? Beautiful name. And then you wanted to protect him from all the negativities of life. Why? If you are exposed to all this, you will question life too much. So you protected him, brought up, cocooned. So what happened? So when he got exposed to it, it shook him like it. Hey, you and I see a beggar on the road, will we be upset? ये बॉम्बे है मेरी जान, ये तो बहुत होता है इधर. Every corner you will find a beggar or two. What is the big deal? We will not be upset about seeing a beggar or seeing someone dying. Why? बहुत देखा है. We have seen a lot of it. There is no problem for us. But that guy has never seen all these things. Therefore, sudden exposure, oh my God. It stimulated it too much. Therefore, all the turmoil and the questioning and everything. In between, they got him married thinking that because with a beautiful woman by its side, these things will not come up. Yeah, it's true. You will get distracted. You will get involved. And love is a beautiful thing. But it created it. Can you all hear me? Okay, there is some issue.
But we can't see you.
Okay, hold on a minute. I will change over to my Wi-Fi settings to my phone settings, and the moment that happens, it will be fine. Okay, now it's fine?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So sometimes the Wi-Fi gives problems, it's still on a dongle. Now whose laptop is making all the noises? Okay, so that's what happened to Siddhartha. That experience was so this thing that they got married, etc. They delayed the process a little bit, but it became more problematic because he got a child and then he walked away. So situation wise, that was a problem. Yeah, because there's a small kid at home, newly born, and then you're walking away. Luckily, she was a princess, so the support systems were there. Yeah, not healthy. Yeah. In fact, one of my friends wanted to do a course with Swamiji, with my teacher. His kids were small. And he came and told Swamiji, Swamiji, financially there will be no issue for my children. They'll all be taken care of. My wife is okay. I just want to come and study for 3.5 years. Swamiji said, no way. Why? Your kids are 6-year-old and 3-year-old. They need a father figure in their lives. There's not the time to be walking away. Of course, I'm sure for Prince Siddhartha's kid, there must have been other father figures, etc. The father-in-law would have acted like a father figure, etc. Those things were there. There were support systems were there. Therefore, it worked out okay. But that's not the norm. That's not the norm. Okay. So, experience in life will mature you out. And with that matured mind, you come to Vedanta. That is the idea. Okay. And then, this is what you are. Okay. Okay. Sukha dukkha sanyehi vimuktaha. You have experiential joys and sorrows, but those experiential joys and sorrows don't make you limited. Okay? Don't make you limited. You are the limitlessness itself. Yeah. And with that understanding of that you are the limitless reality, you function in the world of limitations. Maja aa raha hai. Yeah, I'm telling you, that is living in freedom. There is no other freedom. Yeah. Okay. Therefore, such a person, gachanti amuda padam avyayam tat. Okay. Therefore, he is really, even though he is saying such is a person who gains moksha, he is actually describing someone who has got it. Okay. Someone who has got it. Yeah. He says, when you are like this, you know you are free. When you are like this, you know you are fulfilled. Your study of Vedanta is fulfilled itself. So until you are like that, pavana punyena shravanam kuryat, again and again listen to the shastra, mananam kuryat, do mananam, reflection, thinking, challenging your understanding, debating, discussion, and contemplation to make it your own. So with all that three together, you will find you are like this. Okay. Then what is that? Since he has made it as a padam, as a state, okay, and all states, they are dimensions of existence that you go to after death, etc. So he is putting in that language what is known as moksha or your Atma Swarupa, he is putting it in the same language. What is that? Na tad bhasayate suryaha, na shanko na pavakaha, yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. Na tad bhasayate suryaha. The sun does not illuminate. The sun does not illumine it. na shankaha, nor the moon, na pavakaha, not fire. Nema vidyito bhanti kuto yamagnihi. This is what you do for the arti. Na tadbhasete surya, na chandra, na tarakam. Okay. Nema vidyito bhanti. The lightning does not illumine. Kuto ayam agnihi. How can this small fire illumine you? Why? Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. When you, the consciousness is on, everything else gets reflected in it. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Yeah, we are all shining in the light of consciousness alone, nothing else. So similarly here, the same thing he is saying, yad gatva na nivartante. You go there, you will not come back. Why? Naturally, Swamiji. Sun is not there, moon is not there, no light is there. Once I get there, I will get lost for good. Okay, another PG. Okay. No. Once having discovered this, you cannot get back into your samsara state. Tad dhama paramam mama. That is called my dhama. Vishnoho dhamaha. Mokshakyam. Why? Look at it. The whole problem of samsara is based on ignorance, not on your experiences. Not because you have a family, not because of you have wife and kids. That is unfortunate language problem in Tamil. People come to see me, Swamiji, I brought my samsaram along. And the lady says, oh, Swamiji. Then I always tell, she samsara for you means you are even bigger samsara for her. Ask her. Yeah. Samsara is a sense of finitude based on your self-judgment that I am a finite guy. That I am a finite person is based on your ignorance of your true nature. So once you know your true nature, how can you get ignorant about it again? Once you know. Pen. You know this is a pen. Now, please become ignorant about this pen. This particular pen, okay, that I am holding in, please become ignorant. Come on, try. Knowledge is like that. Once known, the ignorance gone, is gone for good. It doesn't make a comeback. Knowledge knows only how to come. Ignorance knows only how to go. Unless you are a modern college students, you only mug up. Ignorance doesn't go, but on top of ignorance, a lot of information is loaded. That information is based on memory. So after the exams are over, forgotten, ignorance remains. Knowledge is that which has to negate their ignorance. I told you all some of the questions I will ask. No? Simple questions for college students. If they know, if they can answer it, they know the subject matter well. Because I am testing their knowledge, not their memory. What are the laws of thermodynamics? Anyone can mug up and write. No? Anyone can mug up and write. What's the big deal about mugging up the laws of thermodynamics? But as I always say, the common example, all of you know it. If I say there is a pot of hot water and you have a block of ice, you can't put the ice into the water. When will the water get cooler? When you put the water on top of the ice or the ice on top of the water? And give me reasons why it will happen. Which will, how both will get, which one will get cooler faster and why? In that, answering that, you have to use all the principles of thermodynamics, convection current, radiation, all that you will have to use. One question, enough. Whole thermodynamics in college level, school level, college level covered. हो गया, both हो गया. And I will also tell them, you keep the books open and write the exam. Yeah, keep your books open. Textbooks, you are allowed to officially use your textbooks. No problems. Because it's called for analysis. All right, some knowledge you can forget. Let us assume that. Okay? Like I studied French in school, I don't remember anything. That is because those knowledge is based on memory. So out of mind, out of sight, and you can forget it. Like there was a time when I could speak Sanskrit fluently. I could talk in Sanskrit. Then recently when the Acharya had come there, I tried to talk in Sanskrit. I was managing, but I was struggling because my tongue was not rolling. Why? 30 years in Bombay, where have I spoken in Sanskrit? किसका साथ संस्कृत में बात करूं? So now that a couple of my students are becoming teachers, I said, chalo, we should start practicing Sanskrit a bit. So we'll remain in touch. Because this earth, out of sight, out of mind, it can happen. Or out of mind, out of sight. But the Atma is not like that. The first thing manifests in the mind is I. The mind becomes conscious in the presence of I. Then what are you supposed to forget? I. Huh? Can you forget I? Let us say you are a very forgetful person. How forgetful? Oh, very forgetful. Like there were these two friends in the village. So they used to meet other morning, evening like that. So this guy goes to his friend's house in the morning, has a cup of coffee with him. And the friend tells him, see, when we meet in the evening, remember I lent you that book? Please get that book to me. So in his Angavastram he makes a knot. So he will not forget. Then he goes home. He goes home, he takes that Angavastram, keeps and things like that. He's relaxing up, reading the morning paper, this, that. Then he goes to wear the Angavastram again, that knot there. He asks his wife, who has put this knot? I have not put it. I don't know why you put a knot. I have not put this knot. Where is the little one? That character must have put the knot. He is always mischievous. He says, you only must have put a knot to remember something. You had gone to your friend's house in the morning, and when you came back, I noticed you had a knot there. Oh, really? So he goes to his friend's house. You know, I came here in the morning and I put this knot to remember something. What did you want? And the friend says, did you come here in the morning? Even if you are like that forgetful, even if you are that forgetful, can you forget the I and go around? Can you forget the I in your friend's place and come home? I is always there in the mind. That I now, you don't know what exactly the I is, therefore you have concepts around it. I am like this only, I am like that only. Okay, all those concepts are loaded on it. Once you know yourself, what is there in the mind? I. What is that I? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman Sachidananda Swarupaha. I am that consciousness. Okay. Now how will I forget it? How will I forget it? Even if I get a blow on my head and become unconscious, I won't forget it. Amnesia, I may forget everything else. Yes, academic knowledge you will forget. Next lifetime you will have to study it again. But you will have a certain samskara for it. Like if you are a great mathematician in this lifetime, next lifetime you will pick up mathematics very fast. Let us say this lifetime you got a doctorate in mathematics and you died. Next lifetime you will be born with a great talent for mathematics. You will pick it up fast. But you won't remember all the formulae, this, that, etc. You won't remember. Yeah. Like there is this girl, she comes on the YouTube and all very often, Gabriela or something, Spanish girl, but in UK. From childhood she had a love for Sanskrit. And she chants in Sanskrit very well. From childhood she had love for Sanskrit. Yeah. I told Ram, invite her for the yoga festival. She'll be good. Yeah. So, you will be something like that. But you won't remember the details. Suddenly, what will happen if Atmajnana might die? You will not be born again. Why? You are born out of ignorance and karma. Ignorance and karma are gone. Swamiji, if I don't die again, what will happen to me? You will remain like the limitless consciousness, you will remain. That is not bad. I mean, I won't disappear, na? So, what does it matter if you disappear? Anyway, after death, how many people remember you? You know, in that movie, Troy, there are some nice dialogues. There are a lot of mistakes, historical mistakes in that movie. It is not based on the Iliad. A lot of mistakes. Okay? Like Achilles died before the Trojan horse was made. Okay? He killed Hector and Paris fired an arrow which entered his heel. So after killing Hector, he also dies. Okay? He doesn't survive. He wins the fight against Hector, he kills Hector, true. But there are a lot of mistakes like that, okay? A lot of mistakes. But there is one dialogue which I liked. Achilles is making up his mind, should I go to Troy or not? So he goes and meets his mother. His mother is a nymph, is a goddess. Okay? So she tells him, if you don't go, you will find a nice woman to love. You will have children and grandchildren, and after you are gone, they will remember you. But once your grandchildren are gone, nobody will remember you anymore. You go for this battle. They'll talk about you 1,000 years from today. But I will never see you again, because your fame and doom go together. Anyway, that's the dialogue goes on after that. But the idea is this: as it is, how many of us are remembered? Do anyone remember more than their grandfather? वो भी सोचना पड़ता है ना. So what does it matter if you disappear? I resist it because I know I am existent. I can't be disappearing. Somewhere subconsciously I know I exist, I can't disappear. Which is true. You will remain. You will remain as nothing but consciousness. You will be the base for everything to happen. You will witness everything that's happening. You are pure consciousness. That's what is called being one with Ishvara and everything. That's a devotional way of putting it. You gain Sayujyam, you become one with Ishvara. All these are ways of putting it. You remain as pure consciousness, you remain. You don't disappear. Your consciousness itself. Tad dhama paramam mama. That is my dhama, he says. That is my abode. That's my abode. That's the real Vaikuntha and Kailasa. Others are descriptions. Why, if you look at the description, all this is all Ananda is described, but experientially described. Why? Because people are experience hunters. Therefore, you put it in experiential terms, they will be motivated to do something about it. But really speaking, it's free from all experience. It is the base of all experiences. Therefore, that is my Dhamma. Okay. All right. Then, we see a creation around. No? We see a world around. If you are nothing but consciousness, and consciousness is limitless, from where did this world come? The world cannot come from consciousness, because consciousness cannot change. Because the limitless cannot change. Any change implies being under time and space. But we still see a world. You can't say the world is different from consciousness. Why? Because then consciousness becomes finite. World is world, consciousness is consciousness. Two finite entities. However big they are, they are still finite. So world cannot be different from consciousness. The consciousness could have not changed to become the world. All this we describe in the next few verses, okay? But not to leave you all with a doubt in your mind. The cloth has become the kurta without undergoing any change. The cloth is the kurta. There is no kurta, there is only cloth. At the same time, I am not wearing cloth, I am wearing a kurta. Therefore, the whole idea of Satyam Mithya has to come in here. Without Satyam Mithya, there is no Vedanta. If you understand Satyam Mithya, you understand Vedanta. If you don't understand Satyam Mithya, you will struggle and struggle and struggle. Mithya is not illusion, delusion, etc. If you think Mithya is an illusion, that is a big delusion. Mithya means a dependent reality, something that exists depending on something else. Like my kurta that I am wearing depends upon cloth. It does not have an independent existence apart from the cloth. So how does that apply to the world and Ishvara and consciousness, etc.? We have to see, but that we will see next class. Okay. Friday we are having the Shankara Jayanti celebrations, okay? So that is at 7 o'clock, 8:30. Those of you can join in, please join in for that. It'll be a simple thing, just 1.5 hours, Friday night, okay? Saturday class as usual, they're fine with all of you? Okay, good. So this we will take forward on Saturday. Friday I have not decided what to talk. Maybe a little bit of Satyam Mithya, whatever. Okay. I have not decided what to talk. I will do that. If there any of you have any suggestions, please tell me. Otherwise, good place to stop. I'm just